Hey everyone, what's up? Mike McClellan coming to you from Bass Resource this morning. We are going to talk about some of, in my opinion, probably one of the most versatile ways to catch bass across the country. I mean, when you start looking at, just consistent ways that you can catch fish, a lot of things come to mind, Texas rigging, Carolina rigging, but one thing that I'm really excited about, and I mean it's not a brand new thing, but it's kind of new for myself and Gamakatsu, is this new Gamakatsu hybrid swing head. I work directly with Gamakatsu on this, and when you start talking about swing heads, I mean, some people might refer to them as wobble heads or hard heads. I mean, essentially a swing head is a piece of lead that you tie, or tungsten, as these hybrid swing heads are going to be made out of tungsten. You tie directly to your line, and then it's got a hook attached to it that swings freely. The beauty of this little hybrid swing head is the fact that it's actually, you can change your hook. You can just roll whatever size hook you want on and off of that swing head with the use of that little pigtail. So that's a big part of why this bait is so versatile, because you can throw anything from a little bitty 3-inch bait all the way up to a great big creature style bait or a big worm or a number of different things. And that's the reason, in my opinion, a swing head is so versatile, is you can throw any bait on it. And when you start talking about throwing a swing head in the spring, I mean, anywhere you fish as an angler, I mean, the springtime is definitely the time, in my opinion, that these fish are moving the most, they're feeding the most. They've got a lot of things going on. I mean, they're wanting to feed up, getting ready to spawn. They've been cold throughout the winter. And springtime, to me, the hard head can really be effective, especially on those days that you don't have good conditions. I mean, you get a bright, slick day like we've got here today, and there's not a lot of activity. The fish don't really seem to be moving. A swing head is one of those baits that you can throw a multitude of different baits on and get it done. One of the biggest things that I'm going to look for in the springtime is those staging areas. And when I talk about staging areas, I'm talking about places where those fish are first pulling up out of the deeper water, points, little channel bends in the actual creeks themselves. I mean, a bluffy and a number of different things is going to be where I'm going to look. The biggest thing that I always like to do, though, is concentrate my efforts to where there is deep water access really close. It's amazing sometimes, even in the pre-spawn period, the springtime of the year, how shallow these fish will actually get when you get 2 or 3 days of a warming trend and the sun's up. And these fish are feeding up, they're moving into those ambush points, and that's the big key to it. The beauty of the swing head, like I said earlier, is you can throw so many different baits. And when you look at the 2 swing heads I've got here, I mean, I've got a swing head that goes from a 3/8 to a half to a 3/4, all the way up to a 1 ounce. So when I'm fishing in the spring, 90% of the time I'm probably going to be throwing the little 3/8 or a 1/2 ounce. If I need to bulk my bait up with something like a big bite kamikaze craw, 3.5, 4-inch bait, or a big bite fighting frog, I just can upsize the hook on that little hybrid swing head and have everything in place that I need. When you start talking about the equipment that I'm going to throw this swing head on, I generally am going to throw it on a medium heavy rod, something in the 7-foot to 7.4 range. And I'm going to match the line size according to the type of water I'm fishing and the lake and the environment I'm fishing. If I'm fishing a clear water lake like Table Rock, where I'm fishing a lot of pea gravel points, a lot of mixed rock and rock transitions and stuff like that, I'm probably going to throw 14 to 16 pound sunline, sniper, or shooter. If I'm fishing an area that you've got a lot more cover, some brush piles, standing timber, things of that nature, I'm probably going to upsize a little bit and get up to 16 to 20 pound shooters or snipers. So, those are the ways I'm going to rig. Generally, I'm always going to throw a hard head on a relatively fast gear ratio reel, a 7-to-1, 8-to-1 type gear ratio reel, medium heavy rod. And the big key for fishing a hard head in any season, but in the spring, I think especially, is you want to keep this bait moving a lot. I mean, this bait isn't necessarily designed to be fished like a jig where you throw it out and you drag it and stop it and drag it and stop it. I mean, not to say you can't, but the effectiveness of this hard head is throwing it out, hitting the bottom, and just maintaining just kind of a steady speed to keep this bait on the bottom and moving. That hook and bait is going to dance around behind that that swing head. So it's a perfect scenario for rigging about any type of plastic. Another thing that I've done the last couple years is even, you know, thrown mag finesse worms and trick worms and things like that. But in the springtime, I generally feel like, you know, the fish are feeding on either crawfish or they're feeding on shad. And there are times that if they're really, really locked on shad, I'll even rig a Big Bite Pro Swimmer on a swing head. So the baits that you can throw on a swing head are absolutely endless, and you really need to look at it, because to me it is one of the most effective ways to catch fish throughout the course of the spring and the pre-spawn season.